Today marks 2 years since the tragic school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. This week, the families of the 19 students and 2 teachers killed at Robb Elementary School announced lawsuits against nearly 100 Texas Department of Public Safety officers and Uvalde School District. Several district employees are named as defendants, including the then principal and the school district's police chief at the time of the shooting. ABC News contributor Maria Elena Salinas joins me now for more on this. Maria, what's the latest on these lawsuits?
Hello, Diane. You know, there's a lawsuit against the city and county of Uvalde that was settled this week. The 19 families will receive $2 million in compensation between 19 families, and nothing will bring back their loved ones. But, you know, the silver lining is that the city agreed to better train existing and future officers. They also agreed to establish May 24th as a day of remembrance and to create a permanent memorial at the plaza there in Uvalde where you see all of the crosses. And in addition to that, the city agreed to support mental and health services for the families and survivors. Now, there's still lawsuits pending, the one you mentioned against Chief Arredondo, and also the Texas Department of Public Safety that includes the 92 individual officers that were there. Let's remember that there were over 380 officers from dozens of law enforcement agencies who responded to the shooting, and it still took 77 minutes for them to take action to neutralize the shooter. So, you know, the families, what they're looking for is accountability, which they have not been able to get from the city or county or the state, even after the damning reports of what occurred that day that paint a picture of total failure. In the meantime, they're still mourning, and it's getting worse for them.
You talked about that report. In January, the Justice Department, I mean, the report was scathing. It said, among other things, that the most significant failure was that the officers who arrived first on the scene retreated from the classroom and then treated the gunman as a barricaded subject, not an active shooter. What changes have been made since that report came out?
There haven't been too many changes. You know, the Department of Justice did cite that treating the shooter as a barricaded subject was probably the worst failure. But the DOJ Critical Incident Review confirmed that failures at every level, including leadership, decision-making, tactics, policy, and training, contributed to the officers' inaction that day for over an hour. Now, much has changed. Because the first responders of the police force are still employed by the city. The police force of Uvalde School District was fired, including Chief Arredondo. They were all fired. But the settlement in the lawsuit this week does address their commitment to have higher standards and screening when they hire new officers and proper training for existing and future officers.
So what do the families hope to come from the legal action they're taking now? And what else are they looking for in terms of this pursuit for justice?
You know, what the families want mainly is accountability. They want the Uvalde city officers fired. They don't want them to have their jobs anymore. And through their newest lawsuit, they want the state to also show some kind of accountability for the failure of the officers from the Texas Department of Public Safety that were there that day. And the families also want gun laws to change. You know, they have been very active. They become activists overnight, something they had never done before. At the state level, they will continue to fight to raise the minimum age to purchase a semi-automatic weapon from 18 to 21. And at the federal level, they would like to see the war-type assault weapons banned altogether. And they have been traveling to Washington and to Austin, Texas, to accomplish just that. Again, nothing will bring their loved ones back, and at this 2-year mark, they're still in a lot of pain. And some of the mothers have told us that it feels more real now that 2 years have passed. It doesn't get any easier.
All right, ABC News contributor Maria Elena Salinas, glad you're still on top of the story, Maria. Thank you.